You are listening to KTXT-FM Lubbock.
Red Raider Nation, this is head football coach Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to your student radio station, KTXT, the Raider 88.1.
Good morning, Texas Tech, and a happy Good Friday, April 14th, 2017. Might I say it's even a good fella Friday?
No.
No? Oh, come on, that was good. Whatever. Hopefully you guys are having a beautiful Friday just as we are. We got our coffee, we got our daylight donuts, we're ready to go. My name is Brian Jimenez, by the way, and I'm joined by an unorthodox crew this morning, so let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, shall we? We have Miss Savannah Gilbreath, Social Media Director.
Hello, good
What
morning.
will be your duty today, Miss Gilbreath?
Entertainment news.
Entertainment news. I'm happy to have you on the show, Savannah. This is going to be fun, don't you think?
Here.
Well, also, we got Joel Shkedy. How's it hanging, Mr. Joel?
I'm just trying to have a show, baby.
Hey, you
Nice.
can't take my line. That's my line, baby.
Nice.
What's your duty today on the show?
I am Haley Updegrove today, and I will be giving you the latest news.
Don't make it weird, man. Just tell us what you're doing.
News, man.
News, man.
News,
That's all.
man.
He's just bringing in the news, man. And of course, as always, because he's the only one apparently that decides to be here on every single show, Mr. Andrew Marks.
Thank you.
Okay, like as a member of the show. Okay.
What am
but
I?
You know, you're
an intern.
You're a supporter, Joel. We're getting Andrew Marks on the sports update.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a good day for some sports discussion. We're going to remember Spike Dykes, and we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. It's going to be lit.
It's going to be a fun discussion. I'm very much looking forward to that. Also, returning on the board production is Miss Jamie Drury. How's it hanging, Jamie? Can you get a thumbs up or something? No? Nothing. All right. Good talk, Jamie. And also, Josh Robinson putting us on Facebook Live on the interwebs, and Mr. Derek Ginter making sure nothing goes ablaze this morning. It's going to be a fun episode. Got my friends, coffee, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and start it off, shall we? Mr. Shkedy, what is on the news today?
All right, here's what's making news. The Texas House is preparing to look at its own version of the bathroom bill. Representative Ron Simmons tells the Dallas Morning News that the bill would be put to the Texas legislature in charge of bathroom regulations across the state, except on college campuses. A hearing on the measure is next week. Hulu will spend an estimated $13 million building its new San Antonio campus. The streaming TV giant formally announced yesterday that it will expand its operations to the Alamo City. Hulu's Viewer Experience Operations Center will offer telephone, email, chat, and social media support to subscribers. It's also bringing hundreds of new jobs to San Antonio. A Houston man is suing the city over its ban on feeding the homeless. Philip Bryant says he is a devout Christian, and Houston's charitable feeding ordinance is a violation of his religious rights. The ordinance requires that advocates obtain permission from property owners before feeding 5 or more people. Bryant will outline his concerns at a press conference set for later today. And last but not least, the most powerful non-nuclear bomb ever used by the U.S. in combat was dropped yesterday on ISIS tunnels in the Nangarhar province in Afghanistan. No civilians were affected by the explosion, the ministry said. Former Afghani President Hamid Karzai condemned the attack as an inhuman and brutal misuse of our country. And that's what's making news today. There's a whole BBC article on what took place in the world yesterday. So, over to DG for weather.
Thanks, Joel. The National Weather Service forecast for Lubbock and vicinity. Some patchy fog this morning, otherwise partly sunny today. Highs in the mid-70s. Southerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight. 20% chance of thunderstorms this evening, mainly along the state line, some possibly severe. Lows in the upper 50s. And partly sunny tomorrow, then clearing. Highs Saturday in the lower 80s expected. Looks like decent rain chances for thunderstorms back in the forecast on Sunday, Easter Sunday, so might need to have the little kids wear galoshes as they're out looking for eggs. Currently in Lubbock, overcast sky, 61 degrees, relative humidity at 90%, wind is from the south at 17 miles per hour. Merry Easter from all of us here at KTXT. Now back to Goodfella Friday here on the Raider, 88.1.
DG, I don't know what a galosh is. Could you please verify that information for
You've
us?
never worn galoshes before?
Never.
Not that I know of. I don't
Wow,
know what
really?
that is
Okay,
exactly.
let me put it in
I heard Josh over there.
21st.
Wow.
How about rain boots?
Oh, I've worn rain boots once or twice in my time.
Then you've worn galoshes.
Why didn't you just say rain boots?
Because I grew up with the word being called galoshes.
That's a not very pleasant word to say. I don't know. I feel weird.
No,
saying
gulag is not a pleasant word. Galoshes.
I don't know what that is either.
So there's this thing called the internet,
Yes.
and you might want to Google it and look it up on Wikipedia. Both goulashes and gulag.
Yeah,
So-
but we're always told not to use Wikipedia. So.
On Urban Dictionary, gulag is a blue Russian cat.
Oh, okay.
So
You
Not
said
even
Urban
close.
Dictionary.
Yeah,
I was
you know,
like,
the
watch it,
Russian
Joel.
cat.
Not even close.
oh.
Gulag is a Russian prison.
Oh,
Oh.
that is
Goulashes
that's
are
way
rain
more
boots.
intense.
Oh, maybe gulag, G-U-L-A-G.
You're giving people the wrong
Oh.
information, Joel. You're supposed to be the news guy,
See,
and you're misinforming.
I'm
the
just
public.
trying to. I've sounded it out. Not,
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have to work with here at KTXT.
and you
but we
love
do our
it.
best. We do our
And
best.
You love it.
Oh, Joel.
But I'm gonna use both of those words as much as I can today.
Oh,
in
boy.
my vocabulary.
He actually will do that.
Can we start having the KTXT word of the day?
Yes.
Savannah, on social media?
Gulag.
On it.
I'll look
and
into it.
Oh my goodness.
They make goulashes at the gulag.
They make goulash.
Galoshes.
galoshes, gulags, and googly eyes. I don't know. It's a bunch of weird words that I don't really care to remember.
Goodness.
But how about this weather we're having, people? I don't know. I'm again
about
with
it?
the crazy weather. You know, it's cold in the morning. It's
Lubbock.
hot in the afternoon. Man, why can't we just have some consistency?
Because
I
we
just
live
don't
in
know how to
Lubbock,
dress.
Texas.
What do you wear in weather like that? Like you show up, you've got a warm, like long sleeve on, some jeans. In the afternoon, you need
Right.
shorts and a tank top because it's 99.
Well, that's the beautiful
Like,
part
what-
about being a big guy is I can just wear what I'm wearing today, just shorts and a shirt, because if it's colder, I have, some pounds on me to keep me warm.
Insulation.
Extra insulation.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it's hot, I'm dressed appropriately. So, bada bing.
Bada bing, bada
Wow.
boom.
Using it to your advantage.
There you
Maybe
go.
Mark's like,
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I could probably
Being skinny is overrated.
right, honestly. But Savannah's just like, okay.
It's
Let's get into some news, shall we? So, we'd like to start off with the Hulu plant in
The
San
Hulu
Antonio.
plant in San Antonio.
Yeah, what are y'all's thoughts about that? I think it's pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that Hulu kept everything, I guess, in America. So
Right.
they're creating American jobs in America for Americans. That's pretty cool.
That typically is
And-
what happens in America with American jobs.
Well,
They are placed in
Hulu
America.
could very easily take it and outsource it to
Oh, yeah, of course.
another country. So the fact that they're keeping it here in America is awesome. The fact that they're bringing it here to Texas is even more awesome. So props to San Antonio. That'll be cool.
Does this mean we're gonna get like hookups on
No,
Hulu subscriptions?
that's
No.
not how it works.
I'm not. I'm honestly not a big fan of Hulu.
I'm a Netflixer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love
Same.
Hulu.
Like, there's some options.
Yeah.
Like, I gave it a try for about a week or two, and I don't know. There was nothing really motivating to keep me going on it. Not when you have
Netflix for life.
Yeah. Not
Honestly.
Not when Netflix has House of Cards and Shameless.
I am.
Okay,
I am very much
HBO
addicted to
now.
Breaking Bad now.
Breaking Bad.
Finally started that. I'm like 5 years late to the party.
5 years late to the
no,
party.
no.
Hey, better late than never, right?
Wrong conversation. HBO Now.
H-
the way to
HBO Go.
Okay, well you have Game of Thrones, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
I
do you
love
really
Game of
need
Thrones.
more than that, honestly?
No.
But they have everything
Oh.
on there, man. The Sopranos, Entourage, every show they've ever had, is on there. It's Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's
Yeah.
great.
Plus, they have a better selection for movies, I think.
Yes.
Because they keep it a little bit more current. Netflix kind of rehashes old stuff or stuff that you probably,
Never
heard of,
Be
which isn't a
movies.
bad thing necessarily. But I don't know. I feel like HBO has more of like the main movies that have been out in theaters recently, and then they go straight to HBO. That's what I like about it. Plus, you have a bunch of really great shows as well.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Boom.
There you go.
Glad we came to agree.
Boom.
Okay, so got Hulu out of the way. Let's talk about bathroom bill.
The bathroom bill.
We've talked about this lot of the times on the show.
Too many times.
Too many times, in my opinion. Yeah, but Joel, I would like to hear your input on it. What's your take?
Without bringing politics into it.
Without bringing politics, which is a
politics.
hard thing to
Yeah,
do
it's
in a
very hard.
political story. But do
you
your
know,
best.
I don't know, honestly.
I think it's just a matter of time before it gets passed, and then we start seeing these changes.
Yeah.
In the near future, maybe within the next 5 years or so, we're going to see a big change in just
Yeah.
public bathrooms in general.
I mean, the nation is changing in general. Like that, change is inevitable. So I don't think that every bathroom is going to be I guess an open bathroom, or however they want to say it. But there are going to be dedicated bathrooms for openness, I
Yeah.
guess,
For
and
whoever.
that's fine. I have no problems with that. There's a boys' bathroom, there's a girls' bathroom, and then there's a open bathroom.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Which
No
I
issues.
guess was some of the argument too. Is like, oh, what are we gonna do
Yeah.
with the change up of the current bathrooms? I don't think, like you said, I don't think that's necessarily gonna change. But I think there'll probably just be like additions,
An addition,
or
yeah.
something.
I
Especially, I think it's gonna mainly happen in like retail stores. Is what I read is where they're gonna like start
Yeah.
making big changes with that kind of thing. Like Walmart,
Yeah. Target.
Target. The big mega retail stores.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts, Savannah?
I don't really get the big deal.
Same.
Everyone's like, well, anyone can just walk in there with your children. Anyone can do that now. I mean,
Yeah, there's not a security guard
yeah,
at
it's
the
not
door
like
of the
the doors are
bathroom.
locked and people are like, hey, so you're coming in here. Are you a woman? Like, that's not going on.
bathroom
as it
police,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, so, changes
police.
are made every day, and sometimes you just gotta go with the flow.
I have an idea. How
What's your
about
idea?
starting now? Places start. So what? You go into our men's bathrooms have what, about 3 stalls and 3 urinals.
Right.
Why not just start? I know it takes up more space. Why not just start having just bathrooms that just have a single toilet in there, and you just lock the door behind you,
Well-
and that way it's for everybody, and they can
Gas station bathroom.
That's like
pretty much.
That's what
gross.
Starbucks has started doing. I was in
Yeah.
Austin last summer, and I went to like the bathroom in a Starbucks in Austin, and just on the door, it's a gender neutral bathroom. There's no,
Yeah.
it just says gender neutral,
And then
and that's it. And it's a
You'd
single
have to
stall,
have
and you go
multiple
in-
ones in there, especially in
Yeah.
places like retail stores and things like that, because you're going to need 5 or 6 toilets for how many people that are in your store.
Yeah.
But hey, people wouldn't get offended if they could shut the door behind them. They wouldn't have to worry
Yeah.
about it.
You got a good point there, Mr. Marks. Can't
It's
really
just-
argue with that.
It comes down to money and efficiency.
the
For sure.
location. I
Yeah.
mean, that is a great idea for, your smaller locations, but like in a mall,
In a mall, or
I don't know how they would do that.
or like in an airport.
Have a bathroom
Yeah.
hallway with a bunch of
And a door.
private bathrooms.
Wouldn't that be nice? Hopefully we'll get that soon. But anywho, we want to know your thoughts on Facebook, so please leave a comment. Let us know your opinion on this issue. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Why or why not? Let's have a discussion about it. But for now, let's go into a music break. We're going to go a little country this time. Have some
Yeah.
Chicken Fried, Zach Brown Band. Don't go anywhere.
Nice.
We'll be back in a few with some sports.
Let me just run to.
Facebook, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. As I previously mentioned, we got a little bit of sports discussion on the way. Mr. Marks, give us a quick sneak preview of what's to come.
Well, I'm going to update you on the Rangers got a victory yesterday against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I'll update you on a NFL owner passing away. The world's #1 player is returning to action in golf. And then lastly, the NBA playoffs is about to begin tomorrow. We'll preview that. And then the discussion, we'll open it up to kind of what our favorite NBA series is going to be in the first round. And then also discuss the passing of legendary Tech football coach Spike Dykes.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. That is what is to come for sports. We would love to hear your thoughts. I know we have plenty of sports fans on this show, so pretty sure we're going to get plenty of comments for that.
Yes, sir.
DG coming in with a mysterious package for Andrew Marks. Oh, man, I love this song.
It's our that's our stuff for our calls for volleyball last semester. So we get Tyler James with the play-by-play.
Yes, and we'll give a little announcement when to listen for that as well.
Lauren Douglas.
Wait, I don't know if enough time to tell a story. So,
yeah.
Lauren Douglas played for volleyball while we were calling a game, and then Tyler James, of course, he does this thing where he likes to repeat names a lot. And so Lauren Douglas is going up for a serve. It's senior night. It's a big deal. He's getting really into it, and for some reason, right before she serves, he just whispers really creepily into the microphone, Lauren Douglas. So Andrew and I were just there like, Tyler, what the heck is
we
wrong?
got the proof of it now.
We have proof of it. Oh my god. I can't wait to go back and listen to it. Should be absolutely hilarious. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and throw back for sports. Don't go anywhere, people. Thanks for sticking with us. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good morning, Texas Tech. I'm Andrew Marks, and this is your KTXT Sports Update. Carlos Gomez and Nomar Mazara homered to back 7 shutout innings from Yu Darvish as the Rangers routed the Angels 8-3 in Anaheim. Darvish struck out 10 while allowing 5 hits and 2 walks to even his record to 1-1. Robinson Chirinos went 2 for 4 with 3 RBI as Texas took 2 of 3 in the series. Ricky Nolasco suffered the loss for Los Angeles. Danny Espinosa broke up the shutout with a 3-run homer in the 9th inning. Over in the NFL, longtime Steelers chairman Dan Rooney has died at the age of 84. One of the NFL's most influential and respected voices of the modern era, Rooney was the driving force behind the Steelers' 6 Super Bowl titles, as well as a trailblazer in the league's hiring practices. He helped institute what became known as the Rooney Rule, requiring teams to interview minority candidates for coaching and front office positions. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2000. In golf, Dustin Johnson announced he will play in the Wells Fargo Championship in Wilmington, North Carolina in early May. It will be the world number one player's first event since he was forced to withdraw last week from the Masters with a back injury. And lastly, in the NBA playoffs, they start tonight tomorrow with some exciting first-round matchups. 4 of the 8 series get started tomorrow, with others beginning on Sunday. Tomorrow's games will feature the top-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Indiana Pacers in an Eastern Conference showdown, as well as the 3-6 matchup between the Raptors and the Bucks. Over in the West, you'll see one of the most exciting matchups between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz, as well as the Spurs and the Grizzlies. That is going to do it for your KTXT Sports Update. I'm Andrew Marks reporting. Now let's open it up to our sports discussion on GMTT.
Oh boy, NBA playoffs, my favorite time of year. I'm very excited. And so what I thought I would do, and I don't know if Savannah wants to join in on this, how good is your NBA knowledge?
She has none.
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
She knows who LeBron James is.
I do too.
Yeah,
okay.
I said
LeBron
you do.
James.
There you go. That's your input. So what I thought, gentlemen, we could do is take the series that you're most looking forward to in the West and your most anticipated one for the East. Joel, I'll start it off with you.
No. Don't start it off with me. I got to pull up my brackets real quick.
Okay, well, he's got to pull up his brackets. Mr. Marks,
The only
most fun to watch for the East. Who you got?
I think what ends up being, I'm going to cop out here, the most interesting series that I think goes 7 games is going to be fun to watch is the Utah Jazz versus the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that's an exciting matchup in the 4-5 part of the bracket.
Okay.
But the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Houston Rockets is going to be much watched television. I personally think the Rockets win that in about 5 games, but the 2 MVP candidates going head-to-head for a full series, it's going to be fun. Lots of points scored.
Okay.
And then in the Eastern Conference, kind of under the radar series that I think actually could go the distance of 7 games. I like the Bucks versus the Raptors. 2 very young teams, very athletic. If you don't know who Giannis Antetokounmpo is, they call him the Greek Freak. He plays for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's one of only about 5 players I think to ever to lead his team in points, assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals. He is a crazy good player. I can't wait to watch him and see how he fares against guys like DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry over in Toronto.
Okay. Joel.
Okay.
Who you got?
Obviously, the Rockets and Thunder. Being a Houston man, I love my Rockets.
Of course.
And the Rockets and the Thunder have both been having amazing seasons this year. So that's going to be a good matchup. Now, other than that, not exactly sure. Is Bulls Celtics in the same division, or is that a different?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would both be in the East. That should be an interesting one.
But I mean, Bulls Celtics, like that should be a good matchup as well.
Celtics should win that one pretty easily. Bulls will be lucky if they get a game.
We'll see. You
Yeah.
never know. And then I guess I'll side with Andrew on the Bucks Raptors. That should just be a good game. I'm not a huge basketball person. I follow it a little bit, but not enough to know East-West and all of that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Biased Spurs fan. Our series against the Grizzlies. Looking forward to it, obviously. But realistically, how competitive is that gonna go?
Don't worry.
Probably not very.
Yeah.
So
Spurs
let's put that
5.
aside. But other series I'm looking to in the Western Conference, like you said, OKC versus Houston. I think that's gonna be a dynamite matchup. I'm actually gonna say Houston in 6 games.
Okay.
Just because I think Westbrook is just going to come out the gate swinging. I think he's going to come hard, fast, and I think it's going to be an intense series. But I'm going to say Rockets in 6 for that series. Should be good. And then for the East, I'm actually going to say Wizards and Hawks. I think it's going to be
That's going to be a good one.
I think it's going to be good. I think that one actually will probably go to 7 if I had to make a prediction, but a close second that I'm also looking forward to, Raptors-Bucks.
I'd like to make a correction on my sports read. I totally just had a brain fart. The Cavs are not the top seed. The Celtics actually ended up getting that. So
Yes.
the 2-7 matchup is going to be Cleveland, Indiana, and I think that could be interesting. You got Paul George, you got LeBron, Monte Ellis, you got J.R. Smith, Kyrie.
How good are their chances to
They're not going
beat the Cavs?
They're not going to beat the Cavs, but the way the Cavs have played in the second half of the season, I could see Indiana dragging that out to about 6 games.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be interesting. So that's another one to look forward to. There's a lot of star power in that series.
For sure. And real quickly, just to mainly get some reactions here, who takes MVP honors?
James Harden.
James Harden.
James Harden. Wow, okay. I just wanted to see how riled up.
Who do you
What if I
think?
said Westbrook?
You'd say wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised because the man does have the record for triple doubles in a season, but I would be disappointed
Okay.
because James Harden has meant more to his team. Because I think if you take both of those guys off their teams, I think both of their teams miss the playoffs. I think James Harden is far more valuable to his team than Russell Westbrook is.
I agree with Andrew.
Should be very interesting to watch. And then, of course, rest in peace to Spike Dykes, who unfortunately passed away just a few days ago.
Yes, sir. At the age of 79, went 82, 67, and 1 here at Texas Tech, taking us to 7 bowl games in 14 years.
Best record in Tech football history, correct?
I believe Leach passed him, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. I can let you know on Facebook Live. But, 3-time Southwest Conference Coach of the Year, 1-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. 1 conference title, I believe, in 1994, when Tech actually only went 6-6 that year, and somehow they still won the conference title, which is, hey, good for us. But yeah, legendary coach, loved by many. I actually got the pleasure to meet him about 4 years ago.
Now, you had a funny encounter with him, didn't you?
Yeah, when Kingsbury took over as head coach, he was there to show support for his former player, Cliff Kingsbury, and I met him. Me and my dad went up to him and talked to him. He took one look at me, and as you guys can see on Facebook Live, I'm about 6'5", 330 pounds. And he sees me, and he looks over to my dad and says, like, damn, sir, you got to rob grocery stores to keep this boy fed. That's just what Spike Dykes is all about. He always had those witty sayings, and he was so friendly to everybody he met. And that's why this community was so shook by his passing, because he was just a legendary football coach and an even better man.
Absolutely. Just highly respected, highly regarded among just the world of college football in general. And we will very much keep in thoughts and prayers for him and his family. Let's go ahead and go into another quick music break, and then we'll be back for some entertainment news with Savannah Gilbreath. Here is My Body by Young the Giant. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Facebook portion of the show, where we can just kind of chill out for the next few minutes before we get into the hard-hitting entertainment news with Savannah Gilbert. You sound so pumped up for that. That was a great reaction. Oh, man. I was hoping for kind of more of like a heated battle for that MVP discussion.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I know Andrew Marks feels very passionately about it. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like.
Well, I made this point on the overreaction on Monday, basically, Brian, where I said, like, okay, what's the most impressive thing to people in Russell Westbrook's triple doubles? And it's the points that he's scoring. Because if he were to average 10 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds a game, he still would have the record for triple doubles. So obviously, people care more about how many points he's scoring. And if you look at his numbers, he's been very inefficient this year. He takes 50 shots, 40, 50 shots a game. Like
he's the only one getting touches.
He's the definition of a ball hog. That's how he gets how many points he scores. James Harden, I think, does a better job at getting his teammates involved. He shoots better from the field. He actually, it's not triple doubles, but he did lead the league in double doubles.
Yeah.
And his team ended up with quite a handful more wins than the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, which is why they have a higher seed than them. So
plus they have the tougher schedule.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they play in the division with the Spurs and Anthony Davis and the Pelicans, Dirk and the Mavs. Like,
yeah,
I think it's going to be a close one, but I think James Harden barely squeezes out. But I really don't think it should be that close.
It should be interesting. I'm very curious, and I think everyone's just going to be watching with closeness.
And just because you set the record for double doubles does not mean you should win MVP. Actually, in 1962, when Oscar Robertson set that record for most triple doubles in a season, he actually finished third in the MVP race. To, I believe, Kareem and also Wilt Chamberlain.
For sure. Quick sneak preview, Miss Gilbreath. What do we got coming up for entertainment?
TLC's new single, Harry Styles' first solo single, and Charlie Murphy passing away.
All right. Should be a very interesting discussion. I'm sure we're going to have lots of great discussions about that.
Yes.
So, we would love to hear your thoughts, we would love to hear your thoughts on the upcoming story, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Entertainment news coming up.
Good morning. I'm Savannah with your KTXT Entertainment News Update. TLC unveiled new single Way Back from their forthcoming fifth and final album, which does not yet have a title. iHeartRadio premiered the track on Thursday, while T-Boz tweeted that the full song features Snoop Dogg. The tune that iHeartRadio debuted on Thursday does not include his vocals. As the title suggests, Way Back recalls the group's classic 90s R&B sound gliding beneath T-Boz and Chili, reminiscing about good times, hanging with old friends, and high school. And if you haven't heard, Harry Styles' first solo single has arrived. As promised in a sneaky teaser commercial during the UK's X Factor on March 25th, and the title and cover art revealed on March 31st, Styles officially dropped Sign of the Times on Friday, April 7th. Chappelle's show star, comedy writer, and comic Charlie Murphy, the older brother of Eddie Murphy, has died at age 57. Charlie passed away after battling leukemia Wednesday. That's all for entertainment news, and let's open it up to discussion. Guys, what do you think?
So TLC's still going strong, huh?
Yeah, don't go chasing waterfalls. I am excited.
Is this the first collaboration they do with Snoop Dogg? Because I'm not a big TLC fan.
I love TLC, and I don't recall them ever doing anything with Snoop. And if they have,
curious.
I'm really embarrassed to not know about it. But I believe it is, but we're going to have to look that up.
I think the only song I know by TLC is Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls.
Yeah.
And Scrubs,
I'll
and
admit that.
Scrubs is a guy
What?
that can't get no love from me. Hello.
Oh, is that like one of the
Hello.
songs? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. Like, you're
Yeah.
spitting these mad
You're
bars at us,
talking-
and I'm just like...
I'm right there with you, Savannah.
Over my head.
I can get down to some TLC.
Thank
You-
you.
you-
I mean,
you-
they're
I
legendary.
wouldn't say I'm a fan, but they don't sound bad.
Oh, I'm not hating.
No,
I'm just,
yeah,
I haven't dabbled enough. in-
Exactly. I haven't gone out of my way.
I've never purchased a TLC album or song or anything like that. But when they're on the radio, I don't turn it.
Okay, I can dig
Okay.
it.
Good for you.
So,
Good for you.
Harry Styles, because I'm not up to date on what's going on with One Direction. Is he still part of One Direction? Is he just going completely solo now? What's the deal with that?
You know, Zayn is the first one to leave, and everyone,
Everyone
He went his own
found out.
direction.
dad jokes.
Stop.
Everyone everywhere, mostly ladies, were really upset about it, and
I could imagine.
yeah, and then
That'd be like if I left.
and then I
all
just
the
feel
ladies
like
would
it
be really
kind of
sad
just
about it.
yeah.
I would throw a party.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Okay. I just feel like everyone
So-
after Zayn left, I feel like the band as a whole was just like, okay.
Can we give a shout out though to Andy Koke with how excited he was about Harry Styles?
Yes,
yesterday?
he loved it. Our music director Andy Koke did love the new
I don't
single.
understand that boy sometimes.
It's pretty good, you guys. Y'all need to take a look.
I think I heard it this
What's
morning.
the title of it?
The title is
Very hairy.
Sign of the Times.
Sign of the Times. Now, I know
Yes.
when Zayn came out with his stuff, it was a little edgy, a little risque.
It was
Is
still
Harry Styles
really
taking the same
poppy,
approach?
though.
I really like Zayn's music. Not gonna lie.
Okay, but like he came out and said that he wasn't like when he went into X Factor before he was put with the band and everything. He didn't want to make that kind of music. He was like, that's not my sound. And then he came out and did like the same hip hop
And
kind
then
of
he did,
poppy
like, a boy
individual
band.
sound, and I was just like, okay, you did the same thing.
So
Like,
is this a sign for the end of times for the great One Direction?
for the great one? I don't know.
Should be very interesting.
I think it might be.
I think 1D is about to go 5Ds. Just 5 directions.
this is
all
a lot
over
of
the place.
different directions there.
Why not? Why
So
not?
many
8?
directions.
Why not? Hey,
Well, because there's only 5 of them. How can you go 2 directions as one
true.
person?
I don't know how many members there are. Like, I know Harry and Zayn, and that's about it, just because of the headlines.
We'll count like their manager and their agents too.
Sure, but just get everybody in on the direction.
I'm saying
And we might as well
here.
be counting all of Brenton. Like, just all of them.
What about Sean Hayes?
Oh, Sean.
We're not talking about
Sean
Sean Hayes on this show. So, honorable mention. I know you didn't discuss this, but Kendrick's album drops
Yes.
today.
Ooh.
Super pumped about that.
I got halfway through it last night because he dropped it early on Spotify.
Uh-huh.
And I got halfway through it before I fell asleep.
How good is it?
It is so good.
Oh, I'm very much
How
so
good?
good.
How good?
So good.
And then, of course, rest in peace to the great Charlie Murphy, who unfortunately passed away. What was the cause behind his death? Because he was only in his 50s, right?
Leukemia.
Yes,
Yeah.
leukemia.
Okay.
And I read an article this morning about it as well, and the family thought he was doing well. I think this came as a shock. I think they're going through a really hard time right now. So
Yeah, I mean, he was touring and doing stand-up throughout the country, especially here in West Texas, too. I know some people went and saw him in Odessa not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I do think that it came as a sudden death and was very shocking I mean, I had no idea the man was sick at all, and I read nothing that he had leukemia.
I had
no idea. So it must have been sort of.
I definitely went home yesterday and the day before and watched some Chappelle show. So
for sure.
Rest in peace.
It's Dave Chappelle show because I mean, obviously, they're close friends. They're very close friends. They did work together on Chappelle's show, especially. So it's a
real
tough
quickly.
day for the
What's your
comedy
favorite
world.
skit between the Rick James and the Prince one? That Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories on Chappelle show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
I'm gonna say the
they're
Prince
all
one.
good.
The Prince one is the best.
The Prince one.
He's playing
for sure.
basketball with Prince. Prince makes him some pancakes. It's it's good stuff.
They just had like this awesome chemistry. They just bounced so well off each other, and every time you watched it, it was just comedy gold.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to the great Charlie Murphy. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Let's go ahead and go into another music break. But first, before we move on, another news and weather update.
News and weather. All right. Out of Houston, Texas, fewer international travelers are flying into Houston these days. The Houston airport system says the number of international passengers coming into Bush and Hobby airports has dropped by 9% since October. Reasons cited for the decline include President Trump's election and the energy industry downturn. The only way to win a record billion-dollar prize on a new Texas scratch-off game is to lose. All losing tickets in the Willy Wonka Golden Ticket Lottery game are eligible for a second-chance drawing for $1 billion. Winning tickets are not eligible. Billboards and TV commercials featuring actor Gene Wilder, who died 8 months ago, are being used to promote the game. And last, business seems to be picking up at JCPenney stores. That's prompted the Plano-based retail chain to delay previously announced store closings. The retailer says the liquidation sales planned for next week are now going to start on May 22nd. That also means that the 138 store closings set for mid-June will now take place in mid-July. And that's your news update. I'm Joel Shkedy, and over to DG for weather.
Thanks, Joel. Partly sunny today, but some patchy fog to get us going. Highs today in the mid-70s with southerly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, a 20% chance of thunderstorms this evening. I think most of those showers will be along the state line. A few possibly severe. Lows tonight in the upper 50s and partly sunny tomorrow morning, then clearing. Highs Saturday in the low 80s expected. A 30% chance of thunderstorms on Easter Sunday. And mostly sunny skies to start the week next week. Highs in the lower 80s. We won't be here because it's a holiday at Texas Tech. So, Merry Easter, everyone. Currently in Lubbock, overcast skies, 61 degrees, relative humidity at 90%. Wind is from the south at 17 miles per hour. Coming up next here on Good Morning Texas Tech, Superstitious by Stevie Wonder, right here on the Raider, 88.1.
Facebook Live, what is up? Hope you're having a good one.
So I'm looking at some of the Facebook comments.
Yes.
And Mama Kay, a.k.a. Miss Carrie Gilbreath, Savannah's mom, basically called me a communist on the Facebook comments. Comments saying, you haven't dabbled with TLC communism. I don't know how to feel about that.
Honestly, it's probably not far from the truth.
I love it so
I'm not
much.
a communist. I don't want any rumors spreading about me or my political views, and I'm certainly not a communist. So I think I have the freedom to not dabble in TLC. In my defense,
She feels personally attacked, as anyone should.
I didn't mean to
TLC.
personally attack your mom. I mean, my bad, Mama K.
Mama K's a savage.
No kidding. Dang.
She came in hot with some communism.
I was just
talk.
like, oh, what's going on with the comments? Bam! I'm like, oh, okay.
Bam!
See, like, Mrs. Marks, she just says good morning and all this nice stuff, like, she always has nice things to say.
That's nice for all of us who love
Miss
TLC.
Gilbert over here
And
is
we're
like,
missing Carla today. Obviously, her pumpkin isn't on the show.
I know, she usually comes in
Pumpkin?
with them hot takes as well. Her pumpkin's back home in Saytown for Easter.
Eating
And we
some
are not
barbacoa tacos and
stop talking about barbacoa.
jamming out.
You should have come over
To
last
Kendrick
night
Lamar.
for some barbacoa.
Some barbacoa.
We're about to go get some at Picante's, so it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
You know,
delish.
I was thinking maybe we could go try Jalisco's.
No, you're
All right.
incorrect.
You're
Never mind
incorrect.
then. I guess
All
we're
right.
going to Picante's.
So a quick sneak preview for the next segment. It's almost game time, people.
Oh,
got an Easter-related game.
You got a game again?
I got a game again.
Oh,
it's gonna be
Yay.
fun stuff. I hope you guys are ready for
Are
it.
all your eggs in one basket with
Savannah,
with this game?
You're excited for the game now,
You are the worst.
but then you're going to play the game and you're going to hate it.
No, that's
You're
not
you're
true.
probably gonna want to murder me by the end of this. It's gonna be pretty funny, actually. I kind of get this like great vibe off of you anger because y'all do bad.
Hey,
at
real
this game.
quickly,
Okay, wait, what?
favorite Easter candy? Do you go for the Peeps or do you go for the Reese's egg?
Reese's egg.
Easy.
The
I like
Peeps should not. Peeps. Okay, they're
Okay.
not a food. They're not even a food.
Okay.
If you're eating those,
I'm-
you
I
don't
don't-
love your body.
I've been seeing all of these
None of the
things.
things that I eat
They're marshmallows.
indicate that.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're not a food?
If I
They're
can
a
eat it,
candy.
it's a food.
No, honestly, Reese's. And the best time to go is on Monday when all the Easter candies put on sale.
Easter
Discount.
eggs,
True.
half price. I know DG is about that life.
Yeah.
Yes,
I know
he is.
DG's all on top of that
Snackage.
discount candy
Yeah.
game. He told us the same thing after Christmas.
It's his
and
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Exactly.
Basically,
It's not. It doesn't only come once a year.
Yeah.
It comes like after every major holiday. Valentine's
exactly.
Day, Easter.
you get multiple chances.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in March.
Whatever happens.
Spring break.
I like you specified that. Whatever happens in March, you never know what happens.
You never know.
All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know your favorite Easter candy. And for this next game, feel free to play along at home and tally up your scores and see how well your Easter knowledge is. I almost
How
fumbled
well
that, so-
your Easter knowledge is.
You know what?
All
Let's
right. You know
throw
what?
it back. Let's throw it back. We'll be back in a moment. I was jamming out to that Stevie Wonder song, so I threw on Joel's sunglasses. Made me feel a little bit cooler. But I'm going
Dude.
to take them off
too
since
soon.
I can't see. So welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a fan of the show, or if you're joining us for the first time, it's game time. So hopefully you got your pencils and your answer cards ready, because it's game time. We got a different crew here. Savannah, you've never played a game with us before. I don't know.
Not on the show, no.
See, like, we're friends now, but by the end of this, you're
Maybe.
probably going to want to kill me, as everyone else has threatened my life through these games.
I have not.
So,
I've just questioned.
You have not.
I've just questioned your.
You've just questioned
your question
that.
making.
yeah.
Your
question my
question
question making. So let's see how much this ruins our friendship today. It is an Easter edition of True or False. So, same deal as usual. I have 10 facts, or are they? And you're going to determine whether they are true or false. So let's see if you guys are ready. Who should I start off with
Me.
today?
Start off with the rookie.
Ladies
Let's
first.
start off with the rookie, shall we? Miss Gilbreath. Question number 1. The practice of dyeing eggs can be traced back to the early Greek and Syrian Christians who exchanged crimson eggs to represent the blood of Christ in Easter garland. German and Austrian immigrants later brought the practice to America. True or false?
I mean, I'm not for sure, but that sounded great, so I'm gonna say true.
It sounded pretty good.
Sounded kind of factual.
sounded believable.
Watch.
It did
Savannah's
sound
gonna
believable.
win.
Okay, well, that is
True.
correct, Miss Gilbert. That is
Yay.
a true fact.
I see how it is. You give her an easy
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
Yeah.
That wasn't
It's
easy. Did you know
50-50,
that?
man.
You
It's
didn't know
50-50.
that?
It sounded too good to be false.
All right, Mark, since you're arguing with me here, you can go next. Number 2, Mr. Marks. The largest decorated Easter egg was made in Alcolet, Portugal. I probably butchered that. In 2008, measuring more than 48 feet long and a little more than 27 feet in diameter. True or false?
Tell me those diameters again.
Huh?
Tell me how big it was again.
It was 27 feet in diameter. It's a big egg.
That changes.
That is a big egg.
That is a sizable egg.
I'm gonna say that's false.
False. Is that your final answer?
It is my final answer.
That is incorrect.
Oh, get
Mr.
outta
Marks.
here.
That is a true
Oh, get out of here. Yay, I'm winning.
That is a large egg.
That's some Willy Wonka golden goose stuff right there.
To say the least.
Hopefully one of us wins. the
Veruca
lottery.
wants it.
All right, Mr. Shkedy, you are up next. Are you ready?
I suppose.
I suppose. Well, I'll take that. Number 3, Mr. Shkedy. If you find a double-yolked egg on Easter, it is a sign of good luck.
That's true. I mean, if you find a 4-leaf clover, that's good luck. If you find a double-yolked egg, that has to be good luck, especially on Easter. Like, come on.
You sound very
What
confident.
is easy
Yeah.
questions you're giving these people?
Let's go. True.
That is correct.
Let's
Mr. Shkedy.
go.
All right. Well, we got 2 members on the board with a point, and we have one.
And then we have
not off to
Andrew.
a great start. You think you can come back, Andrew?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll find out. But first, Savannah. Question number 4. During the 19th century, Easter eggs were used as birth certificates. Apparently, back then, families were unable to get the closest town hall to file a birth certificate, so an egg would be accepted as method of identification. This egg would be dyed and inscribed with the person's name and birth date. It was completely legal and accepted by the courts and other authorities. Is this true, or did I make all of that up, Miss Gilbreath?
Okay, so that is a lot of information. So my gut's like, maybe that's true. But my mind's like, there's no freaking way. An egg? Out of everything you could pick, an egg.
Maybe.
As a birth certificate?
How easily can you mess that up? I'm going to say false.
I'm going to say false. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect, Miss Gilbreath. That is all.
What?
That is all true.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because they couldn't get to the courts to file an actual one, so they used what they had available to
Like
them,
carve it in
apparently.
a tree or something. What?
Well, no, because then no one can see it. See,
Wow.
the egg you can at least carry it with
Done
you.
yourself.
Oh, man.
You can't carry a tree with you, Savannah. That would be even worse.
I don't remember my son's birthday. Let me go to the tree about a mile away from my.
Savannah's gonna be like hauling around an oak tree, like I got my son's date of birth right here. Boom.
Here's Timmy's little thing. There you go.
Go to the airport to get on
my
an
God.
airplane. Here's his birth certificate. Can he fly?
That was absolutely hysterical. Savannah.
Whatever. I still have
All
a
right.
point.
My turn.
Moving on, Mr. Mark. Let's see if you can get on the scoreboard today. In England, doors and windows were opened on Easter Sunday so that the sun could drive out any evil within. If it rains on Easter morning, so the lore says, it will rain the next 7 Sundays.
True.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, but I'm not confident.
Oh, I'm shaking his confidence. You're correct, Mr. Mark.
Oh.
That is true, though.
Put him on the board.
Put him on the board. All right, 3-way tie. Joel, let's see if you can come up with the lead.
Let's go.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, baby. Just trying to host the show.
Just trying to host a show, baby. Let's get it done. All right, number 6, Mr. Marks, or excuse me, Mr. Shkedy.
I'll go again if you want me to.
No. Wait,
All right.
One at a time.
Okay.
Okay. Some churches still keep up with the old tradition of using evergreens, a symbol of eternal life. Embroidered in red or white or woven in straw, but most now prefer displays of flowers in the spring, colors of green, yellow, and white. True or false, Mr. Shkedy?
True. It sounds.
You don't sound too confident in your
No,
answer.
that sounds true. Yeah. Let's go true.
Okay.
That is correct, Mr. Shkedy. All right, Mr. Shkedy with the early lead. Well, not really early. You only got about 5 questions left. But Savannah has a chance to tie it up with this next one. How you feeling, Savannah? You feeling confident?
Feeling good.
All right. That didn't sound too good the way you put it. The formula for Easter. The first Sunday after the first full moon on or after the vernal equinox is identical for both Western and Orthodox Easters. But the churches base the dates on different calendars. Western churches use the Gregorian calendar, the standard calendar for much of the world, and Orthodox churches use the older Julian calendar. True or false?
I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to say true.
Is that your final answer?
What do y'all think?
You can't ask the other
Can I call
competitors
someone
for
in?
No, there's no
Can I
time.
call in a family member?
I'll give you my
Mama
feedback
K.
after we get the answer.
I'm going to say true.
That is correct, Miss Gilbreath.
Yay!
You are
I'm
correct.
tied. I cannot let Joel win.
Oh,
whoa,
two-way tie here. Two-way tie.
That'll be a 3-way tie.
Friendships are being ruined as I predicted. This is getting good. Mr. Marks, let's see if you can get the 3-way tie going for this next question. Various studies have shown that nearly 76% of Americans will eat the ears on the chocolate bunnies first. True or false?
So easy.
So true. Because I eat the ears first.
so you equal
Before I
76%.
reveal the answer, just because you do it one way, everyone has to do it.
Not
All of
everyone.
America.
I mean,
America.
I follow the trend. If If you haven't noticed from my music taste, I listen to all mainstream stuff. Like
Not true.
I
He
thought,
likes TLC.
yeah, well,
Okay, so you're going with true. Final
so
answer?
76%, right?
That is correct, Mr. Marks. 76%.
Two-way tie.
Okay, you're talking about us getting easy questions?
What would you eat first?
Nah.
The ears.
The ear. You would go for nothing.
Haven't you all seen that
Else.
meme where
I
it's
ate the
like
ears
one rabbit has its like butt bitten off, it's the chocolate bunnies, and then it's like my butt hurts, and then the other rabbit has its ears off, and it says what? Yeah.
I've seen that. Okay. Who is next?
Me.
Mr. Shkedy. Are you ready? Let's see if you can take away the lead. Two questions left.
Let's go.
Let's see if either you can get this right, or Savannah steals one, or y'all both tie it up. Let's see what happens. Next up, presidents of the United States and their families have been celebrating the White House Easter egg roll since 1878.
Easy.
I know that they've been doing it.
Easy.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes because I would assume since 1870. What? Wait. Yes. I had to do some math real quick.
You had to
Yes.
do some math. Wait. Yes. Okay. Well, that's true, Mr. Shkedy. You can.
Can I get some applause from
What,
y'all?
no
That
ding.
was easy.
I was waiting.
No
They've been
ding.
That was a very
forever.
No ding, no applause, no nothing.
ding, no
I'm not gonna. I'm
nothing.
the show host. There we go.
I don't think people are happy that I'm winning right now.
I don't think people are happy.
And I'm Jewish, so I have no idea what any of this is. I'm just,
Yeah. So you have the odds stacked against you.
exactly.
If anything.
And yet here we are winning. So
Yeah. Well, there you go.
it's going to be a good Friday.
You have a chance to tie it up.
Pants to try.
You have a chance to tie it up. All right. Last question before we move on. While Easter remains a movable feast, the official observance of National Jelly Bean Day takes place every year on April 22nd, which is also Earth Day. Jelly beans, Savannah.
True.
You sound so confident. Is that your final answer?
I hope it's right because I love jelly beans.
You are correct, Mr.
Yay!
Gilbreath.
Hey, this isn't right. You don't have any more questions for me to try to tie it up.
I'm sorry, man. 10. That's 10 questions.
Wait, so are Savannah and I tied or did I win?
No, I won.
Y'all are tied.
No, I won.
Y'all are both tied.
Can we have a tiebreaker question?
I didn't prepare a tiebreaker question, so you're just
He
gonna have to.
didn't prepare even another one for me to try to tie it up.
You see,
Okay,
you see
you
all
know,
this hostility,
We
ladies and gentlemen?
got to make these games better.
I always make 10 questions. 10 questions.
All right.
For
and no
three
one's
people.
ever satisfied.
Okay.
Well, you needed 12, buddy.
Hey, man. I'm just trying to host a show, baby.
Well, you're doing a bad job.
All right, tell y'all what. Next week, when we have the crew back together, y'all can come up with a game for me, because I know it's been a long
Name
time
that
coming.
ComC staffer. It's going down. I'll prepare it.
Comfeast ever.
We'll do
Yeah.
that. We'll do something like that. It should be fun. We'll move on, and then we'll come back talk about some of our Easter plans. But here is a little bit of disclosure. Omen featuring Sam Smith. Dunker one of your folks. All right, so everyone seems a little bit dissatisfied with the results of that game.
You think?
I'm
Won.
definitely
I won.
dissatisfied.
Kind of makes me giggle a little bit.
Oh.
Because of how anxious y'all get about it.
You know what?
I guess I am a little evil. Yeah, maybe y'all are right.
My brother goes blues segment coming. Yeah, James, we're not going to talk about the St. Louis Blues on Good Morning Texas Tech. So
Yeah, not a lot of people
Good one.
in Lubbock, Texas are fans of St. Louis hockey teams. But except for this guy.
Oh, and my brother wanted me to mention that he was in the Spike Dykes story too, but Spike Dykes was involving that story. It really only matters about me and my dad
It only
because he
matters-
looked at me.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Man, you are throwing shade against
I mean, my,
Ridicule
my
people.
brother is as tall as me, but I have like, a good like, nearly 200 pounds on him, give or take.
Maybe we're slamming him today. Good morning.
Good morning, James.
So Mama Mark says she goes here first for chocolate
Sure.
bunnies.
It's a-
What do y'all do?
It's a family tradition.
The ears.
My dad said Russell Stover chocolate marshmallows, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
those
yeah.
things are good.
An interesting
Someone
twist.
mentioned chocolate peeps. I don't know how to feel about
That's
that.
my
I
mom.
like chocolate.
Yeah.
I like peeps. I don't know if I would.
I don't know if I
do
can
that.
mix chocolate and
It's the same thing. Get yourself some graham crackers. You got yourself s'mores. Like, what do you mean you can't do
But
chocolate
it's
marshmallows?
different, because peeps
No, no,
are
no.
like
Well, I mean, like, I don't know.
I
It's
wouldn't
just the way that do they put
Yeah.
the other stuff in there with the peeps as well, or they just like
Like
dip it?
the
They just
like
dip
fondue
it. They
stuffing
dip
and stuff.
a peep into chocolate.
Okay.
Nah, I don't
I don't
think
know
so.
if they just didn't. What do you mean?
I don't think so.
Yes, that's how it works.
Oh, I thought you were like denying that's how the process works. Like, no, that's not. Nah,
No, that's not it.
You're incorrect.
Wrong.
Wrong.
We should have had that. Wrong.
Wrong.
Maybe for next time. But we'll come back. We'll just kind of discuss typical Easter Sunday, how it looks like to the people here on GMTT. So
Just
Yeah.
another Sunday.
Traditions.
just another Sunday on a Good
No,
Fellow
you
Friday.
you have traditions with your family.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it
We'll
happen.
make it happen.
And for sure, for all the good people out there on Facebook Live, let us know what your Easter traditions are. If you have anything unique or you kind of do what everyone else does, we'd love to hear your thoughts on that. But that coming up momentarily. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in a minute.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Good Fella Friday plus Savannah. Don't get to say that very often, so it's an interesting episode. And
Yeah.
we had
Good Savannah
interesting-
Friday.
Good Savannah Friday. We'll we'll call that today's episode.
I
Good
didn't know that
Savannah
we were
Friday.
living in Georgia.
It's better than bad Savannah Friday. So
True that. True that. So y'all didn't do too great with the Easter trivia game. Did y'all notice I
wait,
made all the answers true?
No.
wow, what a loser.
I just wanted to see if y'all would catch on. Clearly, y'all did not.
Clearly not. But also, I did great. I didn't miss one question.
Okay, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Joel.
Well,
I'm
you
sorry.
did.
Will you accept my apology?
No.
Okay, well, too bad. So, Easter traditions. Savannah, what does a typical Easter Sunday look like to you?
Well, we'll go to church, we'll have some lunch, but I already talked about this a little bit on Woman Crush Wednesday, so if you're tuning in again, sorry, but most of my holiday traditions involve my mom leaving something on the dining room table, and she'll put like a basket or like a Dove chocolate bunny or something like that, and a sweet card. And so every morning I would wake up and run in there, and then you go to college and you wake up in a really depressing
Wow, that's a lot
Wake
for
up
Easter
and
Sunday.
thank you,
You're
counsel.
like,
Then you go to
"Oh,
college,
where's my mom?"
and then you get into debt. No,
Life is great, and then you go to college.
pretty much.
It's a
Mr.
trap,
Marks,
kids. Stay home.
What does a typical Easter Sunday look like to you, real quick?
Pretty simple. I mean, family and I, when I am home, we just go to church, go to a nice lunch or brunch, whatever, depending on what we're in the mood for, and then come home and Dad, brother, and I, we watch some NBA playoffs because it starts on that weekend usually. So we do that, and my parents do the same thing growing up. They always had a basket with some candies and some gift cards even. So yeah, that was a tradition in our house too. But now that we're adults, it's just kind of watered down. But
Okay.
not to sound depressing, but it is.
Do that.
I've-
Joel, what you got planned?
I've only celebrated Easter, I think, twice. My freshman year, I went over to one of my friends' places, and we dipped eggs. And that was a
In
first.
chocolate?
No, we dyed.
I just wanted to see.
We dyed eggs, so that was pretty cool. Never
Okay.
done that before. And then last year, some friends and I just had a big potluck and got together, and everyone made some food, and we just went and hung out,
Yeah.
cooked out, and
Yeah.
had a good time. What about you, Brian? How do you celebrate
kind of
Easter?
bouncing off these two here. It always starts off with church. We go do our thing at church, and then we eat a big lunch, and then, of course, always tradition, we watch some playoff NBA basketball. So that's what a typical Easter Sunday looks. So I'm going to be doing about half of those activities. I'm just going to be watching some NBA
Same.
playoffs this weekend, so it should be good. But that is what we got planned. We would love to hear what your plans are for this Easter Sunday. You got something special planned out for the family, or is it just going to be a relaxed weekend just to pig out and enjoy your family's company? We would love to hear about it here at KTXT The Raider. So don't forget to follow us on all our social media to know what's going on with all your favorite programs like GMTT, like Woman Crush Wednesday, and
Matador Highway,
Overreaction, Polar Opposites, all these great shows we have by the great students here at KTXT. So follow us on our social media at The Raider 881. That's Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter to find out about your favorite shows. So be sure to give us a like and a follow. We very much appreciate the love and support you guys show us. But as for us, we wish you guys a happy Easter. Have a great holiday. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next week. As for us, we're out of here. Keep it locked to left.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.